Hi guys, the Metal Maniac back again, and welcome to another music collection update. I've quite a few things to show you guys, so I'm just gonna get right into it. Alright, so, hold on, there we go, sorry, it almost fell out of the sleeve. Anyway, so the first thing is the EP, Ancient Morbidity by the band Morbid. One of their very few official releases. Yeah, this actually just arrived in the mail. Oh, maybe it did. I don't know. I was not home most of the day, and so this is kind of why I'm doing this video pretty late in the evening. Yeah, this arrived while I was out, you know. Yeah, I was very excited to get this. I haven't actually listened to this before, so this is gonna be pretty interesting. Also, it's one of the very few Morbid releases that has quite a few bonus content with it. Now, I'm not talking about on the album, but just stuff that comes with it. And that is a poster, which I'll not get out right now. It's in the actual sleeve. I'll show that during the review of this. But it comes with a poster, and it also comes with this cool book, which is a collection of the last couple chapters or issues of Slayer magazine, I believe. I can't remember. I think it was issue 20 and the last 100 pages, or something like that. Either issue 100, the last 20 pages, or issue 20, the last 100 pages. One of the two. This EP is very hard to find, especially with everything with it. So it's very hard to find in general. And then it's even harder to find with the bonus stuff. Because usually if you're, you know, looking for this, usually it's either just the EP and none of the stuff. Usually the EP is selling for it by itself, or it's just the EP and the book, or it's just the EP and the poster that comes with it as well. So yeah, I don't know why sellers are trying to rip people off and just sell two of the three things that come with it, or you know, just the EP itself. I mean, if you want to sell something and you don't have the complete stuff that comes with it, don't sell the product. No one wants to buy an incomplete product. Like, say, for example, if someone's trying to sell a box set of, like, a bunch of albums, and they're trying to sell it, and it's, like, missing a couple of albums, don't sell the box set. It's an incomplete product. Anyway, but, yeah, just very excited to get this, and also very excited to get, you know, it with everything that comes with it. Alright. Also, a bonus thing that came with it that doesn't actually come with the product, but the seller actually added this as sort of like a bonus, is this album right here. It's a band I've never heard of before. I did briefly look them up before I started recording this video. It's a black metal band called Eternity, and they've released a couple of demos and then 2 albums, including this one. I've never heard of them, and I've never heard of them, and I've never heard their music. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm really excited to listen to this. Looks really cool. Yeah. Alright, next up are a bunch of cassette tapes. These were all, like, I went to my local record store recently, and, like, I saw these. Usually with cassettes, they usually don't have a lot of extreme metal cassettes. It's usually either traditional heavy metal, or glam metal, or just kind of standard rock. So it's always very exciting when, I go into the store, and they actually have some extreme metal bands, with the, cassette tapes. Anyway, so let's see. First up is the death metal band Cosmic Putrefaction with their album At the Threshold of the Greatest Chasm. Yeah, this is one of those bands where they have a very hard to read, or not. kind of hard to read band logo, and although it's the kind of hard to read one that's not on purpose, it's just because they chose a very fancy font. If you look at it for a good minute, you could read it, but at first glance, it's kind of hard to read. There's that. And also, look at that really cool album art. I don't know if you guys could see it with the glare. Sorry, the case has a glare on it. But, there we go. That's really, really cool. Anyway, there's that one. Next up is a black and death metal band called Chronicles, with an album I really don't know how to spell the title of. Astadonian, I think? I know, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, well, it's not an album, it's actually it's either an EP or a demo, I don't know, but I don't think it's a full-length album. Does it only have 5 tracks? Yeah, it only has 5 tracks, so it's either an EP or a demo. What's really interesting is that, according to the track listing, the band did a cover of the Hellhammer song Messiah, which is very interesting because usually when bands cover Hellhammer songs, it's 9 times out of 10, it's either the song The Reaper or the song Procreation of the Wicked. I don't think I've seen many bands cover the song Messiah, which is really cool because actually Messiah is my favorite Hellhammer song. Even though I'm not really a fan of Hellhammer, I'm not really a fan of that band, but there are a couple of, pretty much, like, I would say maybe a handful of songs from them that I do actually like, and Messiah is definitely my favorite of the bunch. Anyway. Something's rattling here, hold on. I thought something was loose, but it's fine. It's just the case is slightly too big for the cassette for some reason. Anyway, let's see. Next up is another black and death metal band. This time it's the band called Burial Curse, and this is their self-titled debut demo, or EP actually. I do know this one's an EP. I've already listened to this one and, looked this band up. Yeah, very excited to do a review of this one. Not to get too spoilers, but I have very good things to say about this EP. And then finally, the demo, Existential Realism by the band Suffering Sights. This is a pretty interesting death metal band. Even though they're a newer band, they actually very much are. They at least what I've heard with this one. I'm not going to spoil my actual overall thoughts, but I will say, even though this is a newer band, they capture the sound and style of old school, very early thrashy death metal. They capture that sound very, very, very well. I was surprised that this is a newer band, because I didn't even really look them up before I listened to it, and at first I thought, oh, this is probably a band from the late 80s, early 90s, right? But no, they're actually relatively new. And even though the production style sounds very much like that very early death metal sound to the production. Yeah. Anyway, so that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.